Hi, welcome to Fireball's Garage. I'm Justin Russolo, and I'll be talking today about my 1929 Model 57 Buick, affectionately named Irving. And this is the largest Buick made on a 129-inch wheelbase. In 1929, they had three different wheelbases, 116-inch, 121-inch, and 129-inch. And this is the 129-inch Model 57 sedan. So this was the largest made in 1929. Now, in 1929, they made 5,175 Model 57s. Out of those 5,175, there's only 11 in existence today. And out of those 11, this is the only 100% original running and driving one left. 100% being all original drivetrain, 100% original paint, 100% original interior. The only thing that has been done to this car was it had a complete engine overhaul in 1973. And we'll come in, we'll show you this engine. And as you can see, the detail of the restoration on this engine is phenomenal. The second owners of this car, John and Julia Tudhill, did the restoration on this. John Tudhill was an engineer for Coors for a long time. And he took it upon himself to take this engine completely apart, completely rebuild it, and just did an amazing, beautiful job on this car, up to the paint color and everything. So that's spectacular. So as I was saying, the second owners, John and Julia Tudhill. The first owner of this car, let's close the hood here. The first owner of this car was a Denver attorney named Nicholas LaCusta. And he purchased this car from Vishal Walker Buick in downtown Denver for $2,258. This is the original sales receipt for this particular vehicle. He paid $2,258.13 for this car. The family kept this car, the LaCusta family, I should say, kept this car until 1971. Mr. LaCusta died in 1962, but his widow didn't want to get rid of the car because it was his favorite vehicle at the time. And when she passed away, the family decided it was time to sell it and move on to a new home. And that's when John and Julia Tudhill of Golden, Colorado purchased the car. In 2023, in the summer, I met John and Julia when I was working at the Doherty Museum, doing all their mechanical and basic stuff on the cars. And they said, "We have a car we think you'd love since you love Buicks," because I was wearing my Buick t-shirt. And this was the car. And I fell in love with this car, and I am the permanent caretaker of this car, as they say. And if you take a look, as I was talking about originality, the entire interior of this car is 100% original. It even has a clock up there that works and keeps time. Right now, it's not set. We only set it usually for car shows. And as you can see, it has a lot of footroom in the back. And excuse the mess because we're getting it together for a museum tour here soon. But as you can see, the room in this car is just phenomenal and big. You can stretch out. Now, another interesting bit about this car is it has these original decals. Now, these decals, this was an option, and you could get, I think, 3 or 4 different types, and I can't remember exactly what they all were, but this is known as the Red Barn type. And it was just part of the luxury of the car. And the other part about this car that a lot of people love is the suicide doors. And I just think it's fantastic. So we'll get these closed up, and I'll show you the paint. This is all 100% original paint. And as you can see, it has the original pinstriping on the car. And if you move down to the wheels, this is the original pinstriping on these oak wheels. I do need to redo the lacquer on it, but that's coming up while it's in winter storage. Now, as you can see from front to back, this is a very large car. 129-inch wheelbase, as I said, bumper to bumper. This car weighs almost 6,000 pounds. It's a heavy car. People ask me, how fast does it go? And I say it goes 0 to 60 eventually. And they ask, well, how well does it stop? I say it stops when it wants to. And the reason I say that is on the wheels, instead of having conventional drum brakes, this car has band brakes that go over the hubs and clinch the hubs. So the braking is a little iffy on it, but when this thing goes, it goes. And it's just a magnificent car, and it's such a wonderful car to drive. And I'm just super proud to have this car in my collection. And it's especially big thanks to John and Julia for entrusting me with this car. Now, it is getting ready to go into a museum. Hopefully, I'll have a chance to do a driving video of it before it does go into the museum. It is going to be on display at the Forney Museum of Transportation in Denver for their Buick displays. So this will be there for that. So this is it. We'll do a driving video probably later in the summer. We've got a few other cars to do some videos on too, so we'll work on those. So until next time, and I appreciate it, and we'll see you again.